The 117th Congress, I reached across the aisle to work with the then ranking member, McHenry, and led years of negotiations with Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and other stakeholders to establish the first of its kind bipartisan stablecoin legislation. Unlike the Republican bill posted for this hearing, our bill creates a strong regulatory framework that supports the responsible innovation with federal oversight, along with the role for states. My bill includes appropriate supervision authority, including for third-party vendors, along with civil and criminal penalties for violations, language to address overseas threats like from Tether, and a ban on convicted individuals like Sam Bankman-Fried. In your testimony, you said, in the wake of serious national security threats like billion-dollar hacks by rogue nations, growing integration of cryptocurrency as a tool for transnational organized crime, market manipulation and fraud that can threaten system integrity and stability, as well as pressure from adversarial nations seeking to develop and leverage alternative payment systems to weaken and circumvent the dollar. It is clear that strong safeguards, including for U.S. competitors, are needed. Do you stand by that? Why is what you're telling us so important?
Yes, ma'am. It's entirely necessary. I think we all would find it totally acceptable for the nation's greatest threats to us, which often are on the other end of our sanctions, to be able to leverage the U.S. dollar and to get access to the U.S. system. Yet that is happening in U.S. dollar-denominated stablecoins. So many of the protections, like what you just mentioned on extraterritorial application, are needed in order for us to make sure that our adversaries are not exploiting our system.
Thank you very much. I think enough is going to be said here today to see the difference between what Mr. McHenry and I was trying to do and what this bill does not do. But I want to jump over to something a little beyond stablecoins. When Trump first issued his meme coin 3 days before his inauguration, I expressed my deep concern. I warned that this raised major conflicts of interest, national security risks for the country, and left consumers vulnerable to rug pulls, market manipulation, and more. Unfortunately, that has happened. Can you quickly tell everybody what a rug pull is and how it works?
Sure. With limited time, just basically when people are trying to hype up and get people to invest in an asset and making a broader promise, and then ultimately pulling out your investments in the assets, and ultimately that ends up normally crashing the market value.
Well, I expressed my deep concern, and I warned that this raised major conflicts of interest, national security risks for the country, and left consumers vulnerable to these rug pulls, market manipulation, and more. Unfortunately, that's just what happened. President Trump's insiders reportedly earned a staggering $350 million from sales and fees in the 3 weeks after his meme coin was launched. While Trump ran away with his money, reports show that a far larger number of investors lost more than $2 billion after the meme coin crashed. Meanwhile, a Republican-led SEC has conveniently stated that meme coins are not subject to their regulatory oversight. And so, with that, I just want to say to this committee and to everybody else, whenever you see this side and that side get together to work on something, that's significant and that's important. And you cannot just erase the fact that Mr. McHenry and I put together stable coins with the kind of guardrails that would avoid consumers from being ripped off. Now, I can't understand why anybody on either side of the aisle would ignore all of this, and a new SEC, headed by someone who does not believe in guardrails, would continue to go down this road. We're not just talking about what you have advised us about. We're talking about the way that these meme coins are put together and the rug pulls, and those insiders who know what they're doing invest all of that money up front, and then after it grows, they pull it out, and the stupid people who thought they were investing in something lose everything. Why don't everybody just understand that? Well, I yield back the balance of my